Now that all the data are uploaded, we can start working on our segments. So for our t-shirt business, we're gonna create 3 segments for practice. In segment number 1, we're gonna do a segment filter based on gender. Then we're gonna create a different segment. It will be the best customer segment based on the purchase activity. And in the 3rd segment, we will have everyone who purchased XXL shirts and they are from the US. Let's head over to our segments and we're gonna create a new segment. We learned in the previous tutorials how to do simple segments. We're gonna do this a little bit more complicated. This will be the gender-based one. I'm gonna call this t-shirt, shirt, buyers, t-shirt buyers, female. Okay, so remember how our data was. We were looking for, I'm gonna open a new tab here. So if I look at Maggie, we know that she's a female because her t-shirt size starts with an F. So we understand that she's a female, she's buying female products. So let's go back to filters. And I'm gonna look for the t-shirt size. And here, I will choose here that it starts with an F. So I know that it will be for females. Save it. Okay, cool. T-shirt size female. Let's create a new one, which will be just a clone of this basically. And it will be called t-shirt size buyers male. The public name is not really needed. It's already pre-filled for us because I cloned it. But here I start with them. Okay. So it will include anyone. These 2 segments will include anyone, like all our customers basically, the male and the female one. Let's wait 1 minute until it refreshes and then we will see if it really works. So it took really just like 1 minute. Let's do the females. Here you see we have Sarah and Maggie because they t-shirt starts with an M. And the guys will be also cool. Right, so we have these people. Super. I have more contacts in my system, of course, but they are they don't have this value at all. So if you don't have the value, they will be automatically excluded. Okay, our second segment was best buyers. So let's create a new segment. And these best buyers, we can decide by assigning the limit of spending which qualifies someone to be the best buyer. So I will say t-shirt best customers. And here we're looking at the t-shirt sale. How much money they have to spend in order to be among the best buyers. So we're gonna do greater than, and I say $100. So if the t-shirt sale is greater than $100, the customer should be in this segment. Our 3rd criteria was a combined one. So we said anyone who purchased XXL and they are from the US. So they're domestic. In this case, if I'm looking at the US business, domestic being from the US. So this is like US XXL, t-shirt, US XXL. And among the filter, first we're gonna look for the t-shirt size. And here I will ends with XXL. I hope I set someone with XXL, I'm not sure. And we're also looking for international shipping equals no. You see, I right away get the right filters here because this is how we set up the data. And here we have an and, which means both of these filters have to be together valid in order for someone to qualify to be the member of this segment. Well, let's save it and let's see who comes up. First of all, about the best customers, of course, we will see that Maggie Reed is one of our best customers because she spends so much. Let's look at our contacts if anyone at all qualifies actually. So I think one of the boys were XXL. Let's look at our t-shirt guys. Male. Let's see if anyone was XXL. Yeah, but he had international shipping, the only person. So we're gonna change that. And this is when you see live segments in action. So this should probably fill up because James will qualify for that. He will be domestic and have an XXL shirt. You will be seeing here the person who is qualifying. Okay, so let's refresh one more time. And he's in here because his t-shirt actually ends with XXL. Really cool. Okay, as next we are going to add a little mix here. So we're gonna create a new field. In this field we're gonna choose what type of products they have purchased, and we will save it right away here in the system. So I'm gonna add a new custom field, and this will be a multi-select. It will be shirts purchased, and it will also live here in the contact. We're gonna be select multiple. We're gonna use select multiple, and this is maybe not so well understood in Mautic. What you can have here is add value, and you can add multiple values. So let's say we have shirts here in different formats. We have starting from XS, and the value is XS. Now, oops, this one here is visible on forms. This one is just for me in the database. So when I import, it has to be this, but in forms or any other visible place, I can choose from here. So in my case, I will have here XS size. I will call it XS size. This one I will call here S size and save as S. Then I have M size, save as M, L size, L, XL size, XL, and XXL size, which is called XXL. This is what I save in the database, and this is how I will call it on any graphical interface. So here you can actually just save SKUs as well if that's how your business works. Let's open someone from our customers to see how this new field looks like if you want to use it in action. So we have this new shirts purchased. It actually looks like a drop-down tags. So if James purchased these products, then we could mark it as, hey, he purchased these. Super simple. Let's save it. And we can do the same for Maggie and everyone else. But how can we import it? So let's look one more time to our Excel sheet, and we're gonna call this shirts purchased. And here we have to add the tags in a specific format. So what's super important is to keep the custom field values, what we gave here. So we have to use these in order to import these. So for example, let's say John Smith ordered M, and in order to separate the information, you need to use a pipe which looks like this. It's this sign. L, XL. Sarah ordered S and XXL. Maggie ordered L and XS, and James ordered XXL. Let's say M and XXL. This will allow us to enter the multi-select data. So this is the right format. Let's save it. And I'm gonna import them and see if the data really arrives. Let's choose our file again. I hope this one was the one. Yeah, it's again. We should have used the semicolon. I'm sure this will happen to you too. At least you know that nothing is wrong with you. Okay. So, do I have to import everything else? Well, I just changed here one field. I don't have to import everything else. The two fields I have to import is the email, because that will be used as an identifier for our contacts, and the t-shirt size, the t-shirts purchased, shirts purchased here. I don't need to import anything else because nothing else changed. So all these fields will be ignored and only this field will be added. I also don't have to worry about the tags. I already used this tag before. Cool. So let's go back to our contacts. I see our 4 contacts here. Let's look at James. So if I look at his profile, I can see that shirts purchased, M and XXL. And if I look at James here, it's M and XXL. And probably all the rest of the contacts are also fine. So Sarah, she has S size and XXL size because we imported S and XXL. You see how the key is importing the right text here, because we actually saved this, but this is what's shown in the graphical interfaces. So let's make a new filter here. We would like to filter anyone who has purchased, and here again we have completely different set of choices, including, and here we can just choose, okay, anyone, let's say, who purchased XXL. And I could add here multiple filters as well. I could say, but the orange shirt size is also XXL. So I can say ends with, or I can even say contains. It's even better. XXL. I'm not even sure if there is someone like that. Yeah, James should come up in this one. So you see, you can have here the and, or I can say actually or. That means anyone who purchased XXL or the on size is XXL, I could run a campaign for them. I will call it XXL shirt fans. Let's save it. So this filter, the multi-select, gives you a unique opportunity to save multiple information in one row of information, in a table, and it's pretty cool. Like you can have here between these fields here, you have either or. So these are ors, and this is here, and it can be an and or an or. So you can really easily create different, completely different sets of filters and segments. So here we have 2 XXL fans, James Sharp, and he qualifies for this segment because he has purchased and his size is also. So he qualifies because of 2 reasons. Sarah, on the other hand, she's a tiny lady, but she purchased an XXL size before. So she also qualifies for this segment. Before we move on, I would like to show you a trick regarding imports. So here we have the custom fields, and they also have an alias. This alias can be used as table header to automatically identify the pairing. Let's do a test here. So I'm gonna choose this here, and this will be here. Also, I'll do international shipping. Okay, this is enough just for testing. Now let's go back to contacts and import t-shirts. As you can see, these 2 data sets are already paired, so you don't have to choose it every single time. All you have to do is use the right header information, which is the alias of that specific custom field.